It's great to have you here today. I can't wait to share this drill with you. It's one of my favorites. And a friend of mine, a fellow Ping ambassador, Chuck Cook, was on Chris Como, another Ping ambassador, swing expedition. He was going over this drill. And I think it's just a fantastic drill. And I'm gonna do my little spin on this drill to get you into a position to where you can really compress the golf ball. Really what matters in the golf swing is how I deliver this club through impact. Pros do that by leaning the shaft forward. That de-lofts the club face. They're taking about 30% of the loft that's on this club when it's at address or straight up and down off at impact. That takes loft off, gets you higher ball speed, more compression. It gets your hands in front so you can be more consistent. It gets the divot in front of the golf ball. It gets the golf ball to fly much straighter, and it just makes golf, as you can tell, like I'm talking about here, a whole heck of a lot easier. So grab a golf club. I can't wait to share this progression with you. I know you're gonna have a blast doing it. Let's go and get started. All right, so let's grab a middle iron for this drill. You can use anything, 6 iron, 7 iron, 8 iron, all that's fine. And what we're doing here, again, is we're trying to get the feeling of a pro caliber impact position, a pro caliber compression on the golf ball. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start by leaning the club shaft forward. Now pros typically are taking about 30% of the loft off this club, which means if I'm using a middle iron, I want to have my hands a good 5 or 6 inches in front of this golf ball at impact. That allows me to, when I come to impact, I'm leading the way with my hands. The club head is trailing behind in a much more consistent manner. And I'm also hitting down slightly into this golf ball so I can take my divot in front. That's how all the pros do it. Every single one of the pros that I've ever measured, hundreds of them, every single one of them when they're hitting an iron has the hands in front. I haven't seen a single pro yet that has the hands back here like this. It's just too daggone hard to play golf when the hands are back here. So let's go ahead and get this impact position first. What you're gonna do is set up to this golf ball, get in your normal stance, and then from here, I want you to keep your body the same, but push your hands forward. Now when you push your hands forward, don't let that face open up. I want it to stay square like that. So I don't wanna see this, I wanna see this with that face nice and square. Now from there, I'm gonna rotate just my hands and arms. I'm gonna keep my hips the same to go back here, kind of first parallel in the backswing. Now from there, that face is gonna be angled down slightly because this angle, when I turn the face this way, is the same as forward shaft lean. And what I mean by that is if I turn this face closed, I have to lean the hands forward to square that up. So when you come back to here, that face is gonna be slightly hooded. My body is still square. Now from here, I wanna get some knee bend. And the reason for this knee bend is I have to use my legs to rotate my body to get back to impact. So when I get back to impact, my hips are open, my chest is slightly open, and my hands are in front. That's gonna allow you to compress that golf ball. You may see your left wrist, as you're doing this, as you rotate on through, be a little bit bowed, like you see with a lot of tour players. If nothing else, I wanna see that pretty nice and flat, so those hands are leading in front. So I'm gonna do that a few times, just going back here, face slightly closed, and then I'm gonna rotate to get to my good impact position. So I'm gonna do that 2 or 3 times. I'm using my legs to rotate. If my legs are here and locked, I can't rotate my legs. I'm gonna do all arms, I'm gonna flip away at it. So I need to bend my legs and rotate my legs. Notice how my right heel is coming off the ground, that's good. If I keep that right heel down, it locks my hips and I have to throw my hands at it. I'm not gonna get that pro impact unless you're super, super flexible, which you're probably not if you're anything like me. So I'm gonna be there, hips are opening, right heel's coming off the ground, chest is opening, hands in front. That's money position right there. That's as good as it's gonna get. Then we're gonna go ahead and let it come on through to where now I rotate my entire body onto this finish. Now my belt buckle is facing the target. My hands are out in front of me here. Slight tilt of the shoulders is fine, but I've used my bent knees and my body rotation to come through it. So that's the practice swing. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, hitting a little easy shot. Halfway back to here, I'm gonna pause. Then I'm gonna use my legs to rotate on through. You'll see there that ball took off very low. My hands were in front. And as you do that a few times, this feels really solid. You're gonna hit it nice and solid, good compression on it. Let me do that one more time for you. So hands back to here, face down, and then from there, knees bent, and I'm using all body rotation to get that ball to fly. That thing was solid. I could not hit it any better than that one. I love this drill for that. So thanks Chuck for introducing us, Chuck Cook for introducing us to that. I mean, the guy has to know what he's doing. He's had multiple major winners. Funny guy, really just one of the best people you ever meet, and I love this drill. Now, The next part I want to do in this progression is I want to take it a little farther back. So the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do that same thing. Hands forward. Instead of just taking it to here, I'm going to go ahead and from there I'm going to rotate my hips and shoulders until I can take it to the top of the swing. Then I'm going to bend my knees, rotate through to impact, and then rotate through to where my body's facing the target there. Then full finish. So basically I'm just turning the same drill into a full swing. Let me walk you through that. Hands are forward, face is square. Rotate just my arms back, club slightly hooded. Now go ahead and turn my body to get a good full turn. Pause at impact, make sure my right heel's up, my body's rotating open. I'm really compressing the heck out of this golf ball. And then I'm gonna go ahead and finish my swing. My body's rotating through to the target. That way I don't stop and throw and flip at it. So when I do that a few times, practice swing is gonna look like this. Making sure my body rotates through. Then when I think I have a good feel for that, I'm gonna do the same thing in a kind of a 3/4 swing, and I'm really focusing in on this motion at impact. Body open, hands in front, really, really compressed. Let's try that out. There we go, hit that one nicely, really well compressed. Follow that compression and that series of drills, golf's gonna get a whole heck of a lot more fun. Now I have to say there's one piece to this drill that holds people back though, and that's this face angle that I was talking about. Turning that face down to square that up. That's the same as forward shaft lean, right? So if the face is square, as I get forward shaft lean at impact, my face is wide open. Now I have a drill that helps you to overcome this. And once you get this drill down, the rotation, the compression, the impact, it all just happens a lot more naturally. It's called the tennis racket drill. I'm gonna play a preview of that here in a second. All you need to do is go ahead and click the card that pops up on the screen or the link down below in the description. You'll get instant access to that video. And once you get that move down, it's like a key that unlocks your entire swing. Now it all makes sense now how to shallow it out. It makes sense how to rotate the body more. It really just makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna play a preview of that video here in a second. Go ahead and click that card or that link down below. I can't wait to share the tennis racket drill with you. Good player problems. We're gonna talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it. The flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time, I'm going to be rotating my